It's time for Show Me the Franchise.
With Thomas and Frederick. With Thomas and Frederick.
It's time for Show Me the Franchise.
With Thomas and Frederick. With Thomas and Frederick.
Welcome to Show Me the Franchise, the podcast that talks about franchises of all shapes, sizes, backgrounds, genres, and types. I am one of your hosts, Tom Stadler, here as usual with the richest man in Springfield.
Thank you. You picked the person I don't do a good impression of.
Well, you started doing the finger drumming.
I mean, my hand impression's on point.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you threw me off, because I was going to go with like something like Mr. Plow. That's his name. That name again is Mr. Plow. Which we can still do. Fred Dakin, of course.
Oh, man. I'm happy to be here.
Guys, I'm happy to be here too, Fred. I'm very happy to be here because we're talking about one of my favorite shows today. The Simpsons.
I'm
sorry.
The Simpsons.
We didn't harmonize. Yeah, we didn't practice.
My favorite joke, I'm going to say it now, from the movie is just when they did The Simpsons and the guy comes across, movie.
It's a classic. I mean, arguably one of the biggest franchises we've probably done of them all.
Probably with the most seasons.
I mean, yeah, if we're talking runtime, we're talking length, we're definitely talking about a very sizable franchise, one that is still going, in fact.
I mean, you could say the longer franchise would be like Star Wars.
I mean,
because it's still going.
It's
I saw that leaked Grogu Mandalorian trailer.
Oh, that's right. I did see a little bit of that. Or did you see the one with Gosling, the upcoming? It's like
The
Starfighter?
I don't know. That's an old movie, I think, but I think it's something like that.
Yeah, but I'm intrigued by that one though too. I know somebody good's directing that too, and it's not Filoni or anybody like that.
We'll have to see.
I know. I thought it was somebody like. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to take any guesses.
I thought it was someone bad.
I thought it was like Patty Jenkins who did.
No, it's someone like, I think it's like, I can't think of who it is, but I think it's someone who is kind of like, yeah, I'll make a blockbuster for you.
Yeah. But either way, we're not here today to talk about Star Wars. We're here to talk about The Simpsons, Fred. But we are not the only ones that want to talk about The Simpsons. We had a wonderful guest who pitched us on this idea. Here joining us is local Milwaukee comedian Kyle Pacynski. Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Oh, hello. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
This
for
is
being here.
Very exciting getting to talk about, one of my favorite pieces of media and pop culture ever in existence.
Yeah.
Kyle and I perform in Fractal together, and I've just been slowly collecting the crew into this room.
Yeah, we're making our way through most of that group now, right?
You've got so far Jesse, Aaron, Kyle. I don't know if we're missing anyone. I hope we're not missing anyone.
I mean, you would know better than I.
Yeah, I put it out there, though. I let people know it's available.
That's
We'll have
good.
to start expanding Fractal just to make sure we can get more guests on the pod.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing Fractal needs is more members.
That's the thing with some of those bigger improv teams. It's like you're always kind of vying for stage time. And you're like, but Fractal put on a very good show, though, for not too long ago.
I believe opening for the two of you.
Indeed.
Father
Yeah,
figures.
and thanks for everyone that came out to the Father Figure show.
Yeah. This is not the first episode after that, but we do appreciate everyone.
But we haven't thanked anyone yet.
I got to quickly edit in thank yous into the previous episode. It's too late now. This is your official thank you. But yes, thank you for warming us up adequately, I should say. Adequately is a very like terse term. I don't know.
Terse?
Dirt?
Terse?
Is that the word?
Fred Terse?
Yeah. Chocolate starfish.
We'll fall with the ball.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
Significant other.
I know that's not.
Truly. Kyle, we're getting away though from the reason you are here.
Are we? Because several of these people have been on episodes of The Simpsons.
That's what I was getting at.
That's true. We have seen Fred Durst on there. I don't know why I said Durst.
Put a little stank on that. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Kid Rock.
Yeah.
My Bow with the Baw reference.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. God, those are probably early aughts episodes too, right?
Certainly, yeah.
Yeah. But you are a big fan of The Simpsons. Can you tell us a little bit though about where your first exposure was to The Simpsons or your first memories?
I mean, yeah, first exposure's pretty much, Sunday night television
Mhm.
kind of comes on. I am trying to think of exactly how old I was, when it first, like, I guess some of my first memories I have with it was one of those shows where I was pretty young, and in my bedroom I had a little 12, 13-inch television,
Mhm.
one of those old like like mini CRTs, and it was one of those shows where you get sent to bed. Your parents say go to bed, and you're like, I'm not going to bed yet. I'm a little rebellion. Uh, and you turn it on, and then you're sitting there watching it, and you can hear the feet coming up the stairs, the creaks of the stairs and all that. And so you turn it off, and you flip over, and you go under the covers, and you're like, I'm totally getting away with this. And you would hear your dad come in and like wipe his hand on the TV, hear the cracks
Oh,
on the screen, and be like, oh, it busted. Like, I always forget about that. The glow is still going from the TV.
yeah.
So I do distinctly remember several episodes that I saw half of, and then got cut off because I was up past my bedtime. And then it wasn't until, you know, years and years later, when DVDs were finally a thing and box sets were coming out, that I was able to finish them and finally see them.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those like very early nostalgia type shows, and a lot of people have those. Mine happens to still be running, and I still get to experience it
Yeah.
every week. So
Now, was it strictly bedtime related or was it content related? Did they want you to be watching The Simpsons?
interestingly, it was strictly time related.
Mm.
Okay.
There was some division in my parents' head where South Park completely off limits.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sneak to friends' houses to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Simpsons, I think it was palatable enough to them, and it
Mhm.
didn't, it wasn't as crass,
Right.
or like outwardly crass or obviously offensive
Yeah.
as South Park. So they let me watch it, and they weren't quite paying attention as well as I was. So they missed a lot of the, more biting humor and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't want to date myself here a little bit because I don't think I'm that much older than you guys, but I remember when it was even before South Park, there was a difference between Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
And like Beavis and Butthead was off limits, but Simpsons, okay. I'm like, they're not that different. I mean, Simpsons is smarter humor, but
But I think that's what it was, right? I think most parents were like, Beavis and Butthead, I think this is destroying my child's brain. Versus
Yeah.
The content's too mature.
right. And outside and South Park then is just outwardly like
Yeah.
inflammatory in some
Yeah.
regard.
And then I think my parents did not want me watching Ren and Stimpy at all.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to watch it
Right.
because it was so gross.
Ren and Stimpy is kind of a gross show.
Mhm.
I could never stomach it, even
Oh.
as a child.
A lot of those early Nickelodeon animated shows kind of like, and I'm not like early, we're talking even like
Mhm.
almost like Rugrats and before, like Rocko's Modern Life, like that stuff was just, there's some weird shit in those shows.
Animaniacs is a very strange show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I feel Courage was as weird as I would get, but I know that was Cartoon Network. But also had that spookiness, so that's
Yeah.
about it.
But that's probably the weirder thing that was on Cartoon Network too.
Oh yeah,
Other than maybe Dexter's Lab kind of had that energy too a little bit.
I'm a big Courage the Cowardly Dog fan.
Is that right?
Oh yeah,
Well, it kind of goes in with your whole like spooky theme. That you
Mhm.
love. Yeah, but that's it's very interesting to hear the story, Kyle. Which it's very relatable. I definitely also was a person who would be up at night, like, or trying to go to bed, and my parents were a little more lenient with like lights out at 10, but that's 10 o'clock was when The Simpsons came on, when the reruns were running.
Yeah.
So I would kind of like my sleep timer would go off on the TV, and then I would just kind of hit it and be like, "Oh, it didn't go off today." Like I started be watching the episodes, but definitely had them coming in like, "Shut it off," and it's like, damn. But
see that was the move. Is you're leaving it on and you come in and you just act asleep, and then you're like, oh, I fell asleep watching it.
yeah.
That would have been the thing to do. My 9-year-old brain was not functioning as well.
Yeah. What about you, Fred? When were you first into The Simpsons?
Oh, it was off limits for me.
Completely, huh?
Completely. I was not allowed to watch it. I remember my grandmother would call it that Bart Simpson show. Just like she honed in on the Bart behavior. I think that's what it was. It wasn't just the general matureness, it was the badness of Bart
Mm.
and how he acted, worried that it would reflect on me. And it's kind of true. I kind of did a lot of the stuff I saw on movies and TV. Like I was that kid. My real quick thing I remember is going to the mall with my mom and my brother and her giving us like money to go shopping.
Mhm.
And we went to like Sam Goody or whatever it was, and we bought, I think it was like a 3-pack of VHSs
Ooh.
of episodes. And I remember like my brother kind of hid one in his like belt, and I think I had cargo pants, and I hid one in each cargo pant.
Mm.
And we were leaving, and I remember I think my grandmother was there. It was like we met my grandmother, and she was going to drive us back to their house.
Sure.
And so my brother gets busted with it. And she just noticed like some sort of lumpage in that stomach crotchal region.
I
And
mean,
I'm-
VHS aren't small.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm just standing there with these 2 VHSs in my pockets, like scared as hell. Didn't get searched. They
Wow.
just assumed it was that one. And I remember my grandmother drove like a big van with a TV in it, literally popping that VHS in when we got into the van because we have headphones so they couldn't hear what we were watching. I remember like watching American Pie 2 whenever that came out, and I was still young.
In a van?
Yeah, in a van with my grandparents driving in the front, and
Oh
I've
my
got these
God.
headphones on, and I'm thinking about the people behind with like, because you could see the TV, and there's like women with fake breasts just walking around doing stuff. And
Where you got like Jason Biggs with like one hand on his Johnson and one hand on a
Yep.
VHS tape.
They go to pass you, and it's just a small child in the backseat.
just giving thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it wasn't allowed, and it was just something like I remember, like I think on like syndication, it would air at like 5 o'clock,
Mm.
too, like the reruns.
Yep.
I remember trying to like catch those because I think it would be like Bill Nye the Science Guy,
Mm.
Home Improvement, and then it would go into Simpsons. And like that was also about the time my mom would get home, and it was just kind of like, is today a day where I'll get to like watch it? So it wasn't allowed. I also had a brother that was like way older. It was like my dad's kid.
Mhm.
He taped every one on VHS.
Oh, wow.
So we would go to his house and like pop in the VHSs. He had a whole bookshelf of just recorded Simpsons episodes.
Man,
Nice.
that's so cool.
Gold mine.
So yeah.
That is, I think, a very classic way of people experienced it. Both reruns, like late at night, or like, yeah, during syndication.
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, you know, or like you go and like watch somebody who had taped episodes. My question for you guys though next, and Kyle, you can maybe start here, because I think this is the inevitable question, and we have to at least approach this. When did you fall off of The Simpsons?
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people can, if they have like a specific moment or joke from the show where they were just like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
I go a little bit longer than I would say the fandom typically does.
Mm.
I feel like the general concept is, Simpsons seasons 1 through 12. Some might go 10.
Mm-hmm.
I go 2 through 15.
Okay.
So I go a little bit later. I've heard that several of the past few seasons have been quite good.
Mm.
I just think, eventually streaming services came out and just your milieu of viewership changes, and you start getting interested in different things and more drama as you age and stuff like that. So just the time becomes it just becomes less available to you.
Yes.
And you just kind of fall off gradually.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and probably around 15, which would have been what, 2014? That's not right.
I think 89 is when it starts.
Sorry,
89.
it's 2004.
Sounds about right.
Right when I was getting into skateboarding, I guess.
Oh yeah, much like Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
I took it and I ran with it, and
You're like, now I don't need Bart anymore. Now
Right.
I am the Bart.
I am the Bart.
I am the Bart man.
How far did you make it?
So, because it was never like accessible and I wasn't really thinking about it in college or anything growing up, it was kind of when it hit Disney Plus. I would start watching. I do remember they did like a Departed kind of spoof episode. I remember checking in back on that. I'm kind of someone where like it's not what it used to be, but I think there's still a lot of good in most Simpsons. And I think I mentioned on like an episode before we even talked about doing this that like Hulu or some of these streaming services will just have like a channel where they play episodes.
Yeah.
And every so often I'll throw on that Simpsons one and I'll be having a good time and I'll have like a few laugh out louds and I'll check and it's like from the last 5-10 years. So I think it gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it what it used to be? I just think that the writers and the humor changed a little bit. That's all it is. But I'm kind of still. I haven't watched every episode. I don't know how many people have, but I'm pretty pro Simpsons, and I would be curious to check back. And I wish I would have done that for this episode. I went back and watched old stuff, but I should have watched a few new ones.
Okay, I was just gonna say. So you've not seen every episode.
No.
Okay, I thought you just said that for a second.
No, I'm saying I don't know anyone who has. It's
Yeah.
kind of like just like throw on a random episode or using that kind of TV function through streaming, which I love
Yeah.
when they just have a channel of stuff because I'm like, it kind of feels like TV without ads.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. I do feel like though there was the ability to drive a car probably is where you fall off about.
Yeah.
And that also was probably around 2004 for me. And that's just like, what would I rather be doing on a Sunday night? Watching The Simpsons or going and driving over to a friend's house? You know?
I will say what also probably changed it, which a lot of us might not want to admit, is a different animated show probably came into our lives.
Which
It
was?
seems today that all you see is violence
Ah,
movies. Because at least for me, when I'm like 13 or 14 and my mom's not holding the reins on what I'm watching, Family Guy is kind of what I'm watching.
That's
just because
true.
it bites a little harder, like that early stuff. It kind of has the same satirical edge to it.
Yeah.
But that's what I was watching for a good while, probably till I went to college, was the American Dad and Family Guy.
Sure. Which it's an interesting point because I do feel like there were a lot more animated shows, especially in the last 20 years, right? Like then you had Bob's Burgers and then you had Archer and then you had, I'm sure I'm missing many.
A big one, Futurama.
Futurama, which Simpsons cast. And yeah, I mean, we can go on, but yeah,
I mean, yeah, it certainly opened up. I mean, it paved the way and like made it possible for adult animation to become a genre. You know, even like as close, and I say the closest one in proximity to Simpsons would probably be King of the Hill,
Yeah.
which I mean started coming out. It debuted, I mean, directly after The Simpsons. In fact, there was for a while there was like a string of shows that they kept trying to adult animation shows they would try to get up into popularity by hammocking it between Simpsons and King of the Hill or
Right.
whatever other shows were going on. Sunday night prestige TV as it was called
Yeah.
at the time.
which is funny because I've been rewatching King of the Hill with my wife, and we've gotten to a point in King of the Hill where I'm like, I've seen these like later ones, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what's gonna happen in this episode. Like Dale is gonna find somebody hiding in this like mart. I'm like,
Yeah, there was like because we're both doing King of the Hill at the same time, not
Not for
together,
pre-
but
for an
like,
episode
it's
either. It's just-
yeah. Well, I mean, we'll probably have to, but
yeah.
everything's content. But I watched an episode and there was something where like Bobby's looking at a trash can. He's like, I thought yesterday's garbage smelled good, and then like that clip had to have been like on a Family Guy DVD or something because I know I've heard and seen that clip like 100 times. So when I'm watching it, it happens. It was that weird brain melting moment. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I've seen this.
That was a show that I watched growing up because of its proximity to Simpsons.
yes,
But that show was just a little more adult, a little more, grounded, a little less like silly
yes,
in terms of, both animation and content. And so I remember watching it growing up and being like, yes, this is television. And then when I got to college, I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to go through King of the Hill. And then I went through it and I was like, this show is incredibly funny.
It's
I
so good.
Yeah.
just didn't understand what was going on growing up.
Yeah. And I mean, and honestly, it's funny that The Simpsons always were kind of a through line, I think, to a lot of these shows, right? It was like Simpsons, then Family Guy's on, Simpsons, then King of the Hill, Simpsons, like it all, like you kind of mentioned, it's always being hammocked together. Even in reruns, though, I remember that's how I got into other shows because I'd be watching The Simpsons. And then as I got older afterward, Drew Carey show came on. So I'd be like, what's the Drew Carey show? And that's how I found improv. And like I understood what that was. Cause then I was like, oh, he's on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And what the other guys on the show. And then it was like the Johnny Carson show. And I would watch Johnny Carson back in the day. Like, and like what was the other one? I mean, King of the Hill was also on, I think, in syndication, like on reruns. And that's where I would watch a lot of that too. Like after that 5 o'clock hour, you're like Home Improvement, Simpsons. I was like, then it was King of the Hill. Like I was like, 'cause that's when you watch it. So it's
There were so many. I mean, just trying to like think of some of the names that they tried to, shove into that time slot right after. I mean, there's like Greg the Bunny. and,
yeah,
like, I want to say the Seth Green show.
yeah.
A bunch of really weird, bizarre things that just never took off. Just little pieces of time.
But the highest, I think, impact and the highest compliment you can give to The Simpsons as a franchise in itself is how it was a tentpole and walked that so many other things could exist. And I would say so many things could run, but I'm like, when you really contextualize everything, and obviously we can talk about King of the Hill and its merits eventually when you get through it, and even with the new season and like how brilliant it is. But like few of those shows ever eclipse the success of The Simpsons. Like South Park certainly is still running, but would you ever say it's better than The Simpsons?
No.
Personally, never.
No. Family Guy, they had I think a very big high when
They
it
had a
was
hot
big,
moment for sure.
but then it's like, yeah, it fizzled out, and I'm like, I don't even know, is it still going? I assume it is, but
I think the Simpsons really kind of perfected the. I mean, we lucked out that the first iteration of this type of show perfected it. It's just like its mixture of earnest worldview, like tackling like issues in kind of gentle, silly ways. I mean, it would take topics and world events that were, I mean, viewed through a different lens could be very serious and require, based on the viewership watching it, require a conversation, like a family to have a conversation with their kids about what's going on. But they present it because it's done in the animation, because they have yellow skin and blue hair and like look silly, and have silly voices and whatnot. They can present these ideas in a kind of sillier, gentler way
Mhm.
that is much more accessible for people. And I think that's just not a target that these other shows hit. Like
Mhm.
South Park, Family Guy, they have their comedic style, they have their voice that they speak through, but they never quite like were able to hit that intersection as well as The Simpsons did.
Right. The Simpsons have the ability of like, it doesn't need to be the gag of like, oh, what's like the theoretical situation that we have to jump to like in Family Guy, which is just like plays that joke to death of like,
Yeah.
remember the time when this happened or whatever? It's like you'll have a quick daydream from Homer, and then it's we're back to the action of whatever's happening in the episode, right?
Yeah.
And then or you'll have some political commentary like having George Bush as his neighbor or something like that, but not in the way that South Park would go after George
Yeah.
Bush.
Even, I mean, very very early on, I think like the third or fourth season, there's the entire arc, like plot arc of the episode is that Lisa goes to Washington DC, experiences corporate greed, and a politician being paid off, and loses faith in the American judicial system and like
Yeah.
American politics, which is a heavy topic and something we all experience and like, interact with daily.
Yes, especially today. But yeah.
And it's a hilarious episode.
Yeah.
They they have their it goes through the plot, and Lisa learns a lesson and Homer does something silly, and the show's over 22 minutes later, but it's still like you're dealing with real topics.
Mm-hmm. And it is interesting that like there is so much though that the continuity, it does follow the classic sitcom formula of like, you always return to the norm by the time the episode's done, right? There's very few things that stick for good. from a Simpsons episode. I mean, they certainly had characters die, but it's never, rarely anyone of consequence. I know recently they've been trying to play with this a little bit more, but
R.I.P. Bling Gums.
bleeding.
Yeah. And I don't think they canonically died, but I know Phil Hartman's characters were, several of them were retired
Correct.
after he died.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
But
It's one of a couple actors who they basically just were like, we're not recasting this character's voice, so they're just retired.
and we don't have to touch on the whole Hank Azaria.
I mean, we should probably talk a little bit about that. That's part of the show's legacy. I think his own evolution and reckoning with that, though, is something to at least speak to, that he's kind of been like, yeah, I get it now, because I think there was a moment even a couple of years ago, right, when Jenny Slate like stepped down on Big Mouth and was like, I should not be voicing a black character, even if it's half black, half white. Like, took the initiative to be like, yeah, maybe this isn't my part, and I'm going to hand it off to somebody who's now become a humongous name, Ayo Adebiri. Let's like, yeah. So it's there's something to that, but we can maybe talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk a little bit about where The Simpsons began, though, you guys, because it was all the way back to 1987. Producer James L. Brooks was working on the show, The Tracy Ullman Show, and decided he wanted to include animated sketches before and after the commercial breaks to help break up some of the sketches that they were doing. He had seen Life in Hell comic strips, which were written by Matt Groening. And Brooks asked Groening to pitch an idea for the series based on those animated comic strips that he had done to make an animated short. So he had intended to do a whole pitch based on Life in Hell. And I don't know if you guys have seen Life in Hell, but it's like a rabbit, and you kind of see that character pop up in The Simpsons again.
I've seen images and stuff.
Also featured as and lower level antagonists in the Simpsons arcade video game.
Hey.
Yes, that's so true. Oh, we got to talk about the arcade game. We just were talking about arcade games on our
Yeah, we talked about it a little on the Turtles episode.
I was gonna say, like, our 2 weeks ago episode. Yeah, yeah, we'll get there. Groening later realized, though, that animating Life in Hell would require rescinding his publication rights for what he considered at the time his life's work. So he was like, I'm going to try and choose a different approach. And according to Groening, he made this decision as he was sitting in the lobby waiting to pitch the show to James L. Brooks. And he hurriedly started drawing characters that resembled his family, all the way down to using every one of their names for the characters except for his own, which he replaced with Bart, adopting an anagram of the word brat. Apparently that's the origin. This is according to Matt Groening. Everybody tells a little bit of a story, right, whenever it comes to this shit now. I'm sure he had some of this rattling in his head, but right, it's still a very fun story to be like, I came up with this, I based it on my family, and now it's like something that everyone knows. The show first appeared then as shorts in The Tracy Ullman Show, April 19th, 1987. So Simpsons is officially 38 years old. Pretty crazy to think about that.
Yeah.
He submitted basic sketches to the animators and assumed that the figures would be cleaned up in production, but the animators basically just retraced his drawings, which made the appearance very crude.
Yeah, even the first full season of the Simpsons drawings and the vocal recordings are very crude.
Yeah.
That's why I'm with you when you kind of don't include the first as it is the start, which is something to kind of reckon with. I am kind of like, I like it when it gets cleaned up a little bit and it has a little more honed in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you'll take flack if you say you don't like the first season, but it's tough to not to.
Hey, first season, not always the best season of every show.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, it's pretty bad. Like,
right, it's common.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the whole benefit. You get a second season, you clean up a lot of the things that aren't working, right? And you make it better. So what's kind of tough about the streaming era right now is like a show like The Simpsons may have never lived to see a second season in the current environment. Just being like, well, did it bring in viewers? Well, I guess no, it's done.
Yeah. I challenge you to go through season 1 and listen to just find a supercut of Marge's dialogue throughout season 1. The vocal fry will destroy you.
Oh God. The animation was produced by Klasky Supo, which you might know from a lot of other shows. I think they did do Rugrats.
They
We
did,
talked
yeah.
about that.
Real Monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of those Nickelodeon animated shows that we were talking about.
Friends with Mark Mothersbaugh,
Mm.
Devo fame, who ended up doing a lot of the intro music for shows like Rugrats and Real
Yeah.
Monsters.
Man, I really wanted to see Devo at Summerfest this year. I just didn't pull the trigger. Regret. The animators were Wes Archer, David Silverman, and Bill Kopp for the first season. Colorless Georgie Kovacs Pelus made the characters yellow. And because the characters had no hairlines, she felt they should look strange if they were flesh colored. So made the option of changing them to be yellow. Groening supported the decision, thinking it was hilarious with Marge having blue hair and yellow skin. He's like, we should do it. Like, let's go for it. So he was all on board. So the show was just sketches for 2 seasons. 1989, production companies adapted The Simpsons into a half-hour series for the Fox Broadcasting Company, which included Klasky Supo Animation House. I can't say Klasky Supo without thinking Klasky Supo, like the fucking end credits that you would always see. Brooks negotiated a provision, though, in the contract, this is pretty critical, with the Fox network that prevented Fox from interfering with the show's content, which basically gave them free reign to completely criticize Fox, like, to their fullest extent.
Very key to the show.
Yeah. Also, if you have other notes too, Kyle, please feel free to jump in. I know you have
Okay.
plenty of things to share, so I don't want to step on any toes. as
No,
I'm going
please.
through this. But feel free to step on mine. I talk enough. Groening said his goal in creating the show was to offer the audience an alternative to what he called mainstream trash that they were watching. Half-hour series premiered on December 17th, 1989. The episode Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. It's a classic.
Oh, starting off what would eventually become 35 season show with a Christmas episode is a wild Gambit move.
Yeah. But it's a
Potato.
heartfelt one.
Yeah.
Adopt a dog.
Mm.
That was fun. Which, like, from a dog track, which you don't see anymore.
Yeah, very much a sign of times and before.
But yet they don't ever make it seem like I don't know. Like the Simpsons are like grubby people for going to the dog track, right? It's just sort of like
Well, that's what a family does.
Especially around Christmas.
Yeah. Where's your holiday spirit, Tom?
I don't know. I lost my Christmas spirit years ago, Frank.
Would you like a chocolate frosty milkshake?
Is that your Homer?
That's my season 1 Homer.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Bart.
It's
I can do season 1 Homer. I just can't do the new Homer.
Which Dan, oh my god, I can never say his fucking last name. Is it Castellaneta?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Has said he based Homer's voice off of Walter Matthau, which you can definitely hear in the early Homer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like trying to do like legit Homer, I can't. I've never been able to master it. He's a great.
I don't think I've been able to ever do any of the characters, like in terms of impressions.
Do we want to do impression hour now, or do we want to wait?
That's my Marge.
Snowball 2.
Yeah. Oh, that works.
Homie.
Homie.
Homie. I don't know.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm not gonna attempt it. There was a time when Apu was fun to do, and then
I don't know. When you were doing it earlier, it was really funny.
I'm sure.
I have a character that I feel like I do on stage sometimes that is loosely based off Troy McClure.
Oh sure.
Like, I'm Troy McClure. You
No.
might remember me from such blah blah blah.
Yeah, insert thing here. Oh, Bart! That's my millhouse. See, I can do a few, but it's only like you get 2 seconds of it.
2 seconds of it. Then
Yeah.
the only one that that I've ever really felt confident in was worst episode ever.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hiya, Homer.
Not a bad mo. I
Right.
like it. Yeah, Hank Azaria does that. It's just funny.
Mhm.
He has so many other good voices. But Burns is always a fun one to do too. C. Montgomery Burns.
Ooh, that's good, Tom.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I just love Hank Azaria, or not Hank Azaria. That's Harry Shearer.
Fuck 'em, boys.
Make them away, toys.
I literally watched that before I got here.
So in 1992, so this is about 3 seasons into The Simpsons, Tracy Ullman had filed a lawsuit against Fox claiming that her show was the source of the series' success, but the suit was hoping that she would share the profits of The Simpsons. And courts rejected that because they were like, well, you didn't really have like creative ownership. It was just your show that was piloting this. So I don't know if there's any kind of settlement or anything like that, but yeah, clearly, I think when you see what The Simpsons ends up becoming, you obviously want a piece of that pie in any
Oh,
way,
yeah.
shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Because it was, I'll get a little bit to the cast in a bit, but on April 2nd, 2025, it was announced The Simpsons would be renewed for 4 more seasons. What was considered a mega deal with Disney. Renewal would take the show through 2028 to 2029, coinciding with the 40th anniversary of the show. Each season will consist of 15 episodes. So I jumped us ahead.
I think it's good.
There's a lot of details in there that you can go like, oh, they did this and that and this and that. But that's kind of what we're going to be talking about is like, who are the writers? Who are the cast, right?
Do you have any sort of information about when they reduced the number of episodes per season?
I want to say, ooh, it might have come with the Disney Switch.
Okay.
Because
Because 15 is an odd
Yeah.
15 short,
number. Yeah.
but a lot of TV series feel like they're getting shorter.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys been watching It's Always Sunny, but they used to be doing like 20 episode seasons, and now it's like 8.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's they are very very short.
Yeah, I mean, I guess is like any show if you switch to being based and like premiering on a streaming platform, you don't have to follow those like
Mhm.
yearly cycles or season format like
Right.
NCIS does or
That's the one.
think of any
SVU.
other current cable show. I'm sure Tim Allen has one out there that's bombing somewhere.
And Kat Dennings have a show now.
Yeah, I saw ads for that. It looked pretty bad. The whatever that one's called, like I'm a tool or something like that.
She's liberal. He's MAGA. What's gonna happen?
It's just him. Like the punchline is always like, millennials don't know anything. I'm right because I'm a Republican white man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like,
So it looks like The Simpsons finally started reducing episodes only like 3 years ago,
Okay.
like 2022, which definitely was a few years after Disney acquired Fox. So I don't know if it just was a part of like when they started renegotiating the deals, though. So I imagine they were probably grandfathered in on like some contract they had with Fox, and
boy, that'd have been almost 20 years after The Simpsons predicted that Disney would take over Fox.
that's true.
Ow.
It is so funny. I know everybody goes through like The Simpsons predicted it, The Simpsons predicted it, like of course, and you have the whole South Park episode, brilliant South Park episode. Simpsons did it, like
Yeah.
which now what is that 20 years old that episode, like, and now they really have done everything.
Yeah.
But yet here it is, still running, still going.
Still going. Entrenched enough in our culture that other shows are referencing it.
I mean, yeah, it is a touchstone. To think that it is as old as it is, and that so many shows probably owe all their origins to The Simpsons too. But I mean, it's got a great cast. It's got some brilliant writers, people who've popped in and out over the years. Other podcast hosts like Mike Mitchell wrote for from the Doughboys, and then famously, I think Conan O'Brien is the most famous writing alum.
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
I will say Mike Mitchell didn't write for him. He
Or he just
got their lunches.
Oh, is that all he did?
Which, you put down a sandwich, you pitch a joke. You put down a sandwich, you pitch
That's
a joke.
true.
Is that all he really did?
Yeah, he was a PA or whatever.
Oh, okay. So he never actually got it. I mean, it's got to be hard to break into that writer's room.
I mean, that was considered like a huge feat at the time. Like the Simpsons spec script was like kind of a litmus test for you as a comedy writer
Mm.
because the format of a Simpsons episode, at least in the early, was so kind of odd and unique that being able to write a like comedic spec script that also fit the format was
Mm.
like an achievement, which I also know is how Donald Glover got his writing job on 30 Rock. Was
Really?
because he wrote one of the very few like successful spec scripts out there.
Mm.
Simpsons would be a tough one to do. I used to like for fun try to do those. Like I did like The Office and Modern Family though.
Sure.
Much easier stuff to work with, I feel.
I think I did try It's an Always Sunny episode for sure, and it's hard. It's hard to write for those.
Tried to write the Frasier reboot before it happened.
What was your pitch?
That radio was dying and he had to move in with his son, who was like more of a millennial slob, and he has to do a podcast, of course.
Oh, that almost feels better than probably what the actual reboot is.
Yeah, he like still like he's famous and he works at like a school. Like they kept him still high status, but I was like, no, you gotta cut him down and make him like move in with his son or something like that.
And then he would also get a voice acting gig on a famous animated show.
Hey, it all
The
ties back in.
Simpsons.
Lobot.
Which, I mean, we can certainly talk about best episodes and best cameos, but I love Sideshow Bob.
Oh, yeah.
And Kelsey Grammer crushes that role. Like there's a reason they kept bringing him back, right?
Mhm.
There's several like moments I can recall having seasons on VHS and watching a scene and then rewinding it to watch the scene again, doing that over and over. And one of them is just the series, which is already a long clip in itself, of Sideshow Bob just stepping from rake to rake,
Yep.
smacking himself in the head, making that
Yep.
thing. And it was already like a minute and a half clip, and then just rewinding that and rewatching it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
That's the Cape Fear episode.
Yes.
Oh man, that episode. Well, we'll hold our thoughts here, but man, that's good. I just wanted to give a little more on the writers. We did have Sam Simon was the head writer. His first team was John Swartzwelder, Johnny V, which I had to George
Killer Johnny V, I believe is the moniker in the Treehouse
Oh,
episodes.
George Meyer, Jeff Martin, Al Jean, Mike Rice, Jake Hogan, and Wallace Wolodarski. What's missing from that list?
tall guy with orange hair.
I mean, well, yeah, that's. But what I was gonna say, there's no women in that writer's room, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, see, even for The Simpsons, to be a starter, it still was very classic, like all men's writing room. But yes, Conan O'Brien did join in the early 1990s and was an actual writer who wrote a couple episodes that were very famous. But I think Marge versus the Monorail is probably his most well-known.
I think that's the one
Yeah.
that gets thrown out there the most. Stonecutters, I believe, is another one of his. I want to say he wrote the Dr. Zayas,
Oh, I hope
Planet
so.
of the Apes one.
I believe it.
I like to think that he was just like the pitch man for Phil Hartman the entire time. Like,
Mhm.
we need to get.
Those two together. had to
Oh,
be.
I'll look up Conan, but I mean, Phil Hartman also probably one of the all-timer recurring voice guests on the show,
Mhm.
right?
the Lionel Hutz.
Yep, Lionel
That's-
Hutz,
Yeah.
Troy McClure. Did he do anybody else? Oh, who's the Lionel Hutz was the lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer is always my favorite of the Phil Hartman.
Wasn't there like one other guy though that was like
There's a big name. I'm forgetting.
it's like a real estate agent or something like that?
I believe so.
I'm just like, is that
Maybe.
just Lionel Hutz over and over again?
I mean, they all sound like Phil Hartman. Hello.
Hi. I don't know. He was definitely among the better ones. I'll see if I can find more for Conan writing. He has 4 episode writing credits.
Is that it?
New Kid on the Block. So that's the one where oh, what's her name? Since she DJ on the Roseanne, or not DJ, Laura on the Roseanne, Sarah Gilbert is like, she's like the new girl in town, and Bart like has a crush on her.
Oh, okay.
And then Homer Goes to College is
Oh, that's a good
writing
episode.
credit.
Nerds.
And then the Treehouse of Horror, the episode, and this is actually one of my favorite ones, where it's got the one where Homer sells his soul to the devil for a donut, and goes
And
to hell.
Flanders is the devil.
Yep, that one where it's like a Dracula parody where Burns is
Yep.
Dracula, and they go to like, it's like Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And then God, there's a great third beat in that episode too. I think I was like, it's not the Time Machine one, but oh, it's the one where Bart is doing the William Shatner Twilight Zone episode where he's on the bus and he's got the gremlin on the side.
Yeah.
And, yeah, pretty. I know we kind of talked about this a while ago, Kyle. I'm a big Treehouse Horror guy.
No, I'm admonished a lot because I don't. I always tend to skip them on rewatches.
Oh man,
I don't know why it doesn't connect with me as well as.
I skip when it's like, for me, I save them for like a day in October, and I'm not like sitting down like, here we go. It's like, it's October. I want to get in the spooky season. I'll put on like all of them, not all of them, but you know, like I'll just watch a bunch of them and just kind of tune in and out with it, just to give the holiday vibes.
So I mean, those are the ones he's credited for. I'm sure he's probably contributed to other scripts, but like these are the ones he actually got writing credit.
I mean, was Monorail on that list?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's we all know that one for sure.
That's easily his most famous. But I'm very happy to know he's on one of my favorite Treehouse of Horror episodes too.
That's a good. I think I watched that like today.
Oh, that one specifically.
Yeah, I had a lot of like busy work with orders today, so I just had it on in the background all day. So I watched a lot today.
I will say that there is one Treehouse of Horror episode, despite me not enjoying them as much as others, that it does have one of my favorite Simpsons jokes of all time, which is that they do like The Shining.
Oh
One, and Homer is going crazy, and he's like, "All work, no play, make Homer go do something, something." And then Marge is like, "Go crazy?" He's like, "Don't mind if I do."
I thought you were gonna do the one where he keeps chopping through the door, and then he changes the thing. He goes like, David Letterman.
Or like just the calling it the shitting. You mean the shining? You don't want to get sued.
There's some great jokes in those episodes. Ah, man. But lest we be remiss on the rest of the voice cast, we should acknowledge who they all are, the main 6 people, because we've already talked about Kelsey Grammer, great recurring guest. I don't think Conan ever voiced anybody, though, as far as
I would sure he pops in there.
Himself, certainly.
probably is himself, yeah.
I think I May Dance. There was like a Bart got famous, or was having like a dream sequence of him being famous or something, and he was on late night with Conan O'Brien.
Oh
And
yeah.
he starts dancing, or Conan starts doing his like dance like he did during the show, and then Bart stops and Conan goes, "No, only I may dance."
Now it's kind of ringing a bell. Dan Castellaneta, who voices Homer, Grandpa Simpson, and do you guys want to play the game? You want to guess who everybody voices, like all the famous people that they do?
I'm gonna be real bad at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bad at it too, Tom.
All right.
Why do you want to make us look so bad?
I'm not trying to make you look bad. I just want you guys to have fun.
We're having fun.
I'm oh,
Okay,
man.
okay.
I'm just going through. Oh, did Phil Hartman do Dr. Frank?
No, that's his area.
That's his. Oh yeah, of course.
So he does Homer, Grandpa Simpson, Krusty the Clown,
Yeah.
Groundskeeper Willie,
Oh,
Mayor Quimby, Barney Gumble,
yeah, I wouldn't have guessed
that
those.
which are great.
Barney
great.
makes sense.
Yeah. Julie Kavner voices Marge. Her sisters Patty and Selma,
Makes sense.
and a couple other minor characters, but that's kind of where she's limited to. They were the only two cast members from the Tracy Ullman show that were also voice actors on The Simpsons itself. So when they left the Tracy Ullman show, they left to go do The Simpsons. But yeah, so both were sketch performers from their previous life. Unlike those, though, Nancy Cartwright and Yeardley Smith, who voice Bart and Lisa, were cast specifically to do the Simpsons show. They were Nancy Cartwright was a classic already voice actor. She had done voice acting work previously.
That's Lisa?
That's
Bart. Okay.
Sabrina Carpenter's aunt.
Yep.
Now we know this.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
strangely enough, when they went in for the casting call, Nancy Cartwright auditioned for Lisa. Yeardley Smith auditioned for Bart. They met in the waiting room and became kind of soft friends, and then parted ways. Both ended up getting the opposite part and didn't find out until they sat down at the first table read when they were like, I remember you. I didn't get the part, but I got that part. And they're like, well, I got that part.
Mm-hmm.
Kismet moment.
Yeardley Smith?
Yes.
So she is in Maximum Overdrive, I think, the Stephen King truck movie.
Oh yeah.
And it's really funny to see that voice come out of a person because she sounds like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does. It's like not her doing a voice at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she sounds very much like that. Where I think the most stark difference between somebody doing their voice and their real life voice is probably Dan Castellaneta. Like, I mean,
I guess I can't picture his normal voice.
if you ever hear him talk, he's very much like he sounds more like oh God, who am I even thinking of? Like somebody else in the show.
The genie?
Not the G. I mean, no, he sounds very much like a normal, like New York guy of sorts. Like he's showed up in movies before. I've seen him in other
I think
movies.
he's in a Frasier episode.
He might be, and he's very just like this. But then he does Homer, and it's just this huge voice, and you're like, "What?"
And he's a pretty like thin, wiry guy. Even like his face is quite thin.
Mm-hmm.
So to when he switches that, and you hear Homer, you picture big, large kind of gorilla type
Yeah.
person. It's just
I just always think about like how like when I had the Aladdin movies on VHS, I just was like, oh yeah, same person the whole time, and then you find that out, and then you like if you watch The Return of Jafar as one does, it's so funny how much the genie sounds like Homer.
Oh,
was that Dan Castellaneta?
Yeah, because it's like Robin Williams does the first movie, they're not gonna pay him enough to do the second, but then Robin Williams comes back for the third. But it's like worth looking up a clip because it's like it sounds like he's doing the Robin Williams genie, but also you're like this kind of sounds like Homer.
Interesting.
I also watched the animated Aladdin series, and I think it was Castellaneta.
I
in that
believe
too.
it. Yeah,
That was his like, I'm gonna get out of The Simpsons finally. But
just raking in the coins.
I mean, if you can get voice acting career and probably get as much money as these guys get paid,
They're
like,
loaded.
I mean, yeah, these guys never have to do another thing in their life if they don't want to. I'm sure I've seen Yeardley Smith show up in other things. I can't remember. She also was in like a TV show that was not long ago, but I can't remember what it was. I remember she played like a nurse in something, but it was like stark because I was like, oh, it's her. And then Hank Azaria obviously has gone and done other
Chris
things.
had his
Long Game Polly,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Mystery Men.
Mystery Men. But did you guys ever watch
Brockmire.
Brockmire?
I was like, what's that fucking show he was on?
I love Brockmire.
I watched the first couple seasons. I don't know why I fell off, but I did like him in that because he's very sympathetic, and as much as he is just a total mess.
Birdcage,
Mhm.
solid,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
very
and
sensitive performance.
Friends was arguably a big show he's been on.
Yeah.
Mhm. Which, yeah.
Sex in the City?
Oh, is he in there
is he?
too?
I believe so.
Yeah, he actually didn't show up until season 2, apparently. Or I'm sorry, he was a part of the main voice cast since the second season in one episode.
Dr. Frank shows up in one episode.
Yep.
We forgot one big one.
So
Godzilla.
Of course, 2000.
the Matthew
Yeah.
Broderick one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie's so bad. But Hazaria and the
We're just talking about how wrong you are.
Azaria and Hank Shearer though do a ton of voices. Harry Shearer, they were cast also to be voice actors.
Yeah, a lot of bit. Dr. Marvin Monroe.
Right,
little
but
smaller characters.
Brought in people, yeah. Hank Azaria did Mo, he does Chief Wiggum. He used to do Apu, no longer. Professor Frank are like his big ones, among many others. Harry Shearer does Mr. Burns, Smithers, Principal Skinner, Ned Flanders, Reverend Lovejoy, and used to do Dr. Hibbert as well, and also that no longer. So
Really?
yeah, which
Who does comic book guy? Albertson or
that's gotta be.
That sounds like Hank
Shearer?
Azaria, maybe.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put that. That's if we're gonna play a guessing game. I'll put a little guess on that.
I want to say. Let me just think about the. I'm gonna say that's his area.
That's what I just said. Didn't I say that?
Then I'll go Harry Shearer.
Mm.
It is Hank Azaria.
I had a feeling that like there's something there that's like a little Chief Wiggum, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every member of the main cast has won a Primetime Emmy Award now for outstanding voiceover performance. In addition to the main cast, the supporting cast that is not a regular cast members, but they have played regular characters: Pamela Hayden, Tress McNeil, Marsha Wallace, Maggie Roswell, and Rusty Taylor.
John Lovitz.
Oh yeah, Lovitz pops in.
He's also that's a recurring guest role. That's how they
Like,
categorize.
but he's
these.
played a couple people, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like these people played like
Mhm.
Maud Simpson, whatever her name is, Lovejoy's wife,
Yeah.
and then who is it? Marsha Wallace was Mrs. Krabappel,
Nancy Lovejoy.
and when she died in 2013, they retired that character as well.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, those were the other characters. But yeah, the repeat special guest cast members include
Hey.
Albert Brooks, Phil Hartman, John Lovitz, Joe Mantegna, which I was like,
Oh yeah, Fat Tony.
that's who he is.
That's a guy we didn't really do a voice for, but I feel he kind of sounds like this.
Really get deep in there. You almost have to slow it down.
Oh, that's good.
a pace.
That's it.
Yeah.
Maurice LaMarche?
Yeah, that's the brain or Pinky. No, he's the brain.
Yeah, but who does he play on The Simpsons?
Probably if they need someone to do Orson Welles or something, because that's his other big thing.
Itchy and Scratchy, maybe?
Maybe.
When they speak.
I'm looking him up.
Look him up, and I'll throw out the fun fact that in Ed Wood, Vincent D'Onofrio plays Orson Welles, but Maurice LaMarche does the voiceover.
Oh, interesting.
He man, he's actually done a lot of other voice acting though too.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about on our upcoming Patreon, Fred, which we may have already recorded, The Real Ghostbusters. He's a voice on there, one of the Ghostbusters. But yeah, he's been in Tiny Toon Adventures. He was in Futurama. He's Kif.
Oh.
But I'm like, trying to find him in The Simpsons, and it's not coming up here. I wonder if he did some later Simpsons. Or it really wasn't. I don't know.
But he's like booming 90s voice guy. I mean, he still could have been doing stuff later, but like that's like his, being the brain and all that stuff.
Oh, he did. I guess he would be called in to do like Orson Welles.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you're right. You were right, which makes sense.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like he's like the guy you get if you need an Orson Welles.
Yeah, I'm not doubting you. I was just validating your.
I know. I just got excited, Tom. I'm
I know,
sorry.
it's okay.
I like it when I know stuff.
You do know a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then of
That's
course
why we have you on our podcast.
The fuck?
and then of course Kelsey Grammer is the other recurring
With Thomas and
Such
Kyle. With Thomas and Kyle.
Hartman, I guess his two were just Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz were like his regulars. I
Okay.
thought he had one other guy.
Probably. Is that like like finite, that list, or is it possible?
Those are like the two recurring characters
Gotcha.
that he would always play that they've like retired.
Because I feel his name pops up all the time when you
You're
go
right.
back and watch it.
Yeah, definitely a bit.
But
But you're
they-
right. There's another like professional
Right.
character that has like some specific profession.
Like
Oh.
you mentioned. Go ahead.
He's the monorail guy.
Oh.
I mean, that's just the other like big role that
Yeah.
I know that he was in that because
Well, then he voices Dr. Zayas then too.
oh, does he? Because that's actually kind of great.
I can sing.
That is one of my favorite bits in that show. I love the fucking Planet of the Apes musical. You finally made a monkey out of me.
All these animation guys just secretly want to do musicals,
yeah.
like Seth MacFarlane and just the Simpsons folks. I do love it. We mentioned the Cape Fear episode with Sideshow Bob. I love it when Bart like his last request is that he does the full like Navy musical or whatever.
Navy metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in middle school, I did a musical that was based on Gilbert and Sullivan plays, but Gilbert and Sullivan plays. My music teacher, though, who was running directing, decided to smash together 3 different musicals into one. It was like that. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with The Mikado or The Pirates of Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance. I'm
And
a very model of a modern major general.
yes, that one. Yeah, it was a oh man, that was a hot mess. But I got to learn all the songs. So then when I saw that joke pop up in The Simpsons, I was very
Did you do that song from Pirates of Penzance?
which one? Oh, Modern Major General.
yeah.
No, I was the Mikado. I was very culturally appropriately casted as a Japanese like
We'll post pictures of Tom with his makeup that he had.
Juxtapose it next to Apu and Hank Azaria.
you know, fortunately, nobody had the idea to put us in like makeup. We just were wearing what we were wearing. We were still wearing kimonos, but it's definitely one of those moments of time where you're sort of like, it's like the Hank Azaria playing a poo, and you're like, yeah, you know, I really shouldn't have done.
Also, I know David Hyde Pierce recently, or like somewhat recently, did that role in Pirates of Penzance. But also, doesn't he play like Sideshow Bob's brother in an
He
episode?
does. He
I love
does.
it. Love to see it.
Yeah, but he does. He plays the Major General in Pirates of Penzance.
I believe, yeah, he does. There's like clips of him singing that, and I'm like, hell yeah, my
That's
guy.
good. And
I was just gonna say, I met Hank Azaria and David Hyde Pierce in the same night.
really, where was that?
I saw Spamalot on Broadway, the original run
Oh,
with
that's
Tim
awesome.
Curry, Hank Azaria, David Hyde Pierce.
Who was who?
I don't remember. I know like Tim Curry is like the main, because
He's Arthur.
Yeah, I think so. And then Hank Azaria is the French guy. You know, and they had, I think, other roles too. I think a lot of them were doubling up on roles.
That makes a lot of sense.
But that was wild.
So you saw the original run of that? Was that the Mike Nichols directed run then?
I don't know if he directed that, but like it was the original cast at least, because
He-
that's like all the big guys, and they came out. Tim Curry didn't come out, so I didn't get to meet him. But I remember taking a picture with Hank Azaria on my Razor
Oh, man.
and flipping it closed on the little screen, and him like geeking about it.
That's wonderful.
Smelled great. That's my one memory.
Man, I mean, he's got to smell great, right? He's going to be doing all that shit on the stage. Yeah, no, I read Michael Nichols' autobiography or not his autobiography. He couldn't have done that. He's dead, but wrote his biography. And yeah, he did direct the original run of Spamalot, which was very interesting to learn. I didn't know that. So you got to see my Nichols join
Hey, you
with
know.
the OG cast. It's pretty cool. Phil Hartman, just to close this loop, Troy McClure, Lionel Huntz, apparently played Bill Clinton in one episode.
I mean, he did a good Clinton.
And then he did they credit him as Charlton Heston, which maybe he did do like a Ten Commandments bit. Yeah.
Sure.
But that was like his SNL thing. Well, that would get him to do a guy like that.
Would that have been the Planet of the Apes? one too?
Well, because he's playing the character that
Yeah.
Charlton Heston plays as
Right.
Troy McClure. So I don't know.
True.
I think he might have done like the thing that like Fred was saying with like the other guy playing Orson Welles, where like he might have just played Charlton Heston. Like,
Yeah, we need a guy with a good Heston come in here.
and Hartman had a good one. Apparently, he had played a role called "Look at That Stupid Kid."
It's a good role.
It's in his credits, and I just had to call that out.
The character's name is "Look at That Stupid Kid."
In quotations, look at that stupid kid.
I wonder what that sounded like.
I know.
I thought you were going to give us a little bit.
I don't know who said it. I don't know if it's him saying that or if it's like Homer like look at that stupid kid. He's like, don't look at me.
I just assume that's like his line.
Oh, it might be. Who knows? So, yeah. I mean, but that's kind of the core of it all. I don't know. The cast, and we not talking about the hundreds of guest cast, right, that have been on this show.
Certainly.
I don't know.
I mean,
We can maybe talk about that though. Who are like some of the favorite like guest actors that have been on the show?
man, favorite is hard to say.
I mean, you could also talk about the main cast too if you have like favorite parts there too.
I mean, I feel like this spectrum. I mean, again, nowadays it's become very much like that's a mark of success for current celebrity is like be on The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, before back, in the original few seasons, it was everyone from Stephen Hawking to
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson, uncredited Michael Jackson episode.
Pulled from streaming.
Was it
Yeah,
Really?
that one's not on streaming anymore.
due to like
The allegations?
issues
Or
Okay.
rights?
I thought it was allegations, but it could be rights too. It could be
Maybe.
either or, honestly, because he does sing in it.
But so that's the point of contention, right? Because supposedly, because he couldn't be credited on the episode at all, due
Right.
to,
Mhm.
Contract negotiations or whatever block he had on his side. But supposedly he did sing, but they couldn't use it, so they brought in an impersonator to sing the song.
Oh, Maurice LaMarche, probably.
So the dialogue is him, even though it's uncredited, but the singing was some impersonator.
That is true. I remember. Well, I can't remember who was the one telling the story. One of the main cast members, but somebody was like, he would come into the studio when the singing parts would come up. He like stood back from the mic. Stood back from the mic, and then I literally did it in real life. You guys got to experience it from afar, but yeah, and then like somebody else just came in and started singing. But I'll have to look up who the impersonator was. But yeah, that's a whole rigmarole. You're right.
And I mean, what do you like? Just what a weird thing to do conceptually to be like, we're gonna have Michael Jackson on this episode. It's not gonna be Michael Jackson in the episode. It's gonna be some random guy in jail, I think, or prison.
Yeah.
We're just gonna like make that guy think he's Michael Jackson. Like, just the idea of the episode is bizarre to begin with, and then to actually get, someone. I don't know Michael Jackson's life, but I want to say at the height of his popularity ish,
Pretty hot, yeah.
to come in and do that is wild.
The singer purportedly was Kip Lennon
Oh.
from the folk rock band Venice.
Mm.
Everyone knows who that is.
Of course.
Well, that's funny, though. He was willing to sing on the South Park episode. That's
Jackson?
not him in the South Park episode?
You think that's Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I think it was him.
He has such a weird. I mean, I don't want to get off on a huge Michael Jackson tangent, but the amount of projects where he was like pushing harder than hard to get into the movies, and like they're like, no, we don't. This is not right for you. Like in Hook, like he wanted to be Peter Pan. He was willing to like risk it all, do it all to be that part. And they're like, no, we're gonna go Robin Williams. Which
He got to do it in the South Park episode.
Just keep coming back.
I mean, what he was like stuck in childhood, right? Like,
Yeah.
Again, I don't know a ton about him, but he was.
He wanted to be in Phantom Menace.
Yeah. He did, didn't
He
he?
was going to be like Jar Jar Binks, or wanted to be Jar Jar Binks.
God. Can you imagine? I mean, listen, I
Sliding
can.
doors.
Was that actually him in Men in Black 2?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's like, I can be Agent M or whatever. I just remember that one.
Yeah. Weird stuff.
Because they were like, he's not an alien? Like,
Mhm.
oh, the times, how they changed. Another uncredited role, famous uncredited role, Dustin Hoffman
Mm-hmm.
in
Great
that early
episode.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Bergstrom.
Yeah. It's Lisa's substitute teacher.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure where I pulled Mr. Bergstrom from, but I know it's good.
Hey,
You're
well
a
done.
fan, Kyle. That's why we brought you on for this. Well, that's why you pitched it, right? You should know this shit.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of like famous, like favorite rather, celebrity appearances.
I like Tom Hanks in the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember that.
He's like doing like a informational video for the
Oh.
town when whatever happens. I forget what happens in the movie.
Mm.
The movie is The Dome, right?
Yeah.
Glass Dome.
I think he's like does an informational video about how it's gonna be, and it's just like, "Hi, I'm American actor Tom Hanks."
I'm not positive if it's actually his voice or not, but I feel like whenever Ron Howard is on, is a character, it's always very silly and entertaining.
Oh, is that the one where he like pitches the same idea that Homer tries to give to Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger?
Yes. Yeah, he's in that one. I
That's
think
got to
the
be
few
really him.
that he's in. I imagine it is. I think he's the kind of guy that has fun with stuff like that.
I think had Arrested Development not existed and he not done all that voice acting or the voiceover, I would have been like, maybe that wasn't him, but I feel like he's good at poking
Yeah.
fun at himself now. Yeah. Which is good. I mean, the voice cast does do so much of the heavy lifting to make the show work, right? All the roles are brilliantly performed. Obviously, I think to various extents, Bart was an absolute icon for several years, spokesperson for Butterfinger.
Oh, I wish they'd bring back Butterfinger BBs.
They don't exist anymore.
Oh, it's been gone. It's been gone for a while.
I mean, yeah, even just the not even the dialogue, but just the vocal noises they made, like Marge was like, and
Mhm.
obviously like the whole thing with Doe was like it wasn't scripted; it was annoyed grunt
Yes.
quotations, and Dan Castellaneta just kind of did that. Like those kind of things, even those have like become iconic, and the voice acting and just the sounds and the sound like scene painting they do is phenomenal.
It is just
I mean, the iconic Nelson laugh, all of those
Mhm.
little performances.
yeah, or even just the phrases, right? The quotes that have just become so iconic, like "ay caramba," or like
Eat my shorts.
Yeah, classic.
or
Release the hounds.
"Release the hounds." Yes, that one.
Of
But
course, they're all perfectly cromulent phrases.
it makes me laugh thinking about the one scene where when Homer's in New York and Barney's dressed up as Homer. He's like, if Homer's in New York, or doesn't mean not that, or he's somewhere else. He's like, who's been putting beers on his tab? And Barney's wearing like a bald cap. He's like, don't, that boy ain't right, which is a Hank Hill quote.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of as far as I know, it's one of the only shows that has added words to the dictionary itself. With cromulent, I think was the first one, or I guess it was the second one because the first one was a made up word, and then for the life of me, I can't think what word it was, but they used a fake word, and then one of the teachers were talking. They're like, I don't even know what that word is, and I think the other one turns and is like, why? It's a perfectly cromulent word, which is also at the time a made up word.
Yeah.
Those are both now in the dictionary.
Invented the name Bort.
Bort, of course.
We're out of Bort license plates.
My son is also named Bort.
Pretty incredible. Bort. Just the how incredulous Bart is, or cromulent if you want to go that far. that whole episode is definitely a vibe. But I mean, yeah, you can't overlook that. Though, isn't there? Go ahead.
Embiggen
Embiggen.
is the
Okay.
word they made up.
Wait,
Yeah.
they made up that word?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've definitely used that. Just
And now it's,
Yeah.
I feel like it's used in, like written speech.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And biggin.
Embiggen. Wasn't there an episode that ends though with everybody saying their catchphrase? Like Homer like says like dough and Bart says like I caramba. Like Marge like makes her like groan. And then I think like Apu just pops in and goes like, "Thank you, come again." And then like somebody else like pops in and or like Ned Flanders is like, "Hi, ho."
Yeah.
And then Lisa just like she's like, "I'm gonna go to my room."
I can see like 100th episode spectacular or something like that.
Yeah. Where I mean, it is funny that Lisa is such the odd duck of the family,
Yeah.
right? There's so many episodes around her.
I love a Lisa episode.
Big Lisa guy.
I don't know if I'm a big Lisa. I just like those episodes a lot. Like the Moaning Lisa, the one with Dustin Hoffman.
Hmm.
I think she has the Michael Jackson one, which I think at the time I remember finding very sweet, but now it's a little different.
Yeah, of course.
It's different, as the kids say.
Yes.
The Happy Birthday Lisa song.
Yeah.
It's often stuck in my head growing up.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, it's your birthday.
I mean, the first few seasons, like again, it's been forever since I've seen the first, so I won't count that. But the first few are all like Lisa's clearly supposed to be like the vent, the lens that you're like experiencing this family through, and it took them. I know for a fact I can recall this second season is they hadn't found that like line between sweet and humorous yet.
Mhm.
And a lot of them are like Lisa is kind of the not the punching bag, but the one that these bad things are
They're
happening.
playing
to.
against, yeah.
They're playing against, and it's like a lot of the episodes are quite sad. Just like Bart destroying some beloved like memorabilia of Lisa's, and then at the end of the episode, Lisa doesn't have her stuff back, but everyone forgets Bart, and you're just like, but you didn't get like any sort of recompense in it. It's like very Lisa is very sad, kind of sad. I like it's
Sympathetic character.
sympathetic. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I forgot.
Oh.
It was about Lisa. Oh, I love it when she kind of gets in on being a little shit with Bart.
Yes.
I love those moments.
When they like start teaming up. Yeah.
Because she's got that brat energy at times.
Mhm.
Like she'll get down with some itchy and scratchy. She'll do a prank on Homer.
Yeah, for sure. Which like the pranks on Homer sometimes are great. I love when is it the one where he puts the beer can in the paint shaker and then brings it and he puts like Homer in like a coma or something like that.
It just explodes.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it's just some great moments. But yeah, I think Itchy and Scratchy Land is when I often think of Bart and Lisa just teaming up and doing the crazy ass rides, like with the buzzsaw going through the log like thing. And they're like, that was crazy. Let's do it again. Yeah, I mean, Lisa is just I think she is, yeah, like you said, the lens to the audience, to the rest of the show, because everybody else is so crazy. Even Marge, like she can like get a little off her rocker too. Like
Marge, is like a low key favorite character. Like when she is funny, it is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think.
when she snaps, that's when it's really funny.
Mhm.
But I was just watching some clips just to be like, okay, like remind me of some episodes. There's like one where like Lisa wants to turn vegetarian and she's like,
Lisa the vegetarian.
yeah, which is another grab with Paul McCartney in that
Yeah.
episode. Many of the Beatles who made their way onto that, except for John Lennon, obviously, because he was not there anymore by the time they did it. But there's a moment where she's like, "Do we have to have meat at this barbecue?" And Homer's like, you don't make friends with salad, Lisa. And then he and Bart start just saying, like, you don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends.
with salad.
And then Marge just suddenly joins in. She's like, Mom. She's like, you have to admit it's a catchy tune. Like,
famously at the end of that Lisa the Vegetarian episode, in like the Beatles had like their number 9, number 9. They do one of those, but it's reverse. It's actually Paul McCartney reading the recipe for it. I think it's a lentil salad,
oh, really?
and they just put it in reverse and have a little number 9 joke in there.
That is wonderful. That's something that he feels like he would do too.
Yeah,
I wonder, because that episode ends with like a Wings song, like "Baby, I'm amazed at the way." I wonder if they had to pay a lot of money for that, or if because it was a vegetarian thing, he kind of hooked him up.
Yeah, maybe because they were kind of like preaching about like vegetarian at a time when it was not, I think, popular to be vegetarian,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Like,
no, it's new.
yeah. Which now I'd be like, anybody could do an episode on being vegan or vegetarian. You're like, okay, yeah, I get it. There's plenty of places you can go and get those dietary restrictions.
yeah. Back when we were all having BBBBQs.
Yeah.
Bring
Why is this extra B here? That's a typo.
What's that extra? It's bring your own. What's the other one? That's a typo.
I mean, since we're not gonna rank the voice actors, I mean, I don't know. Does anybody have a favorite like character that you just absolutely love? Because I know you're like, you love a Lisa episode, or you love like Marge like being kind of underrated, but
I mean, it's so tough to pick.
I mean, I do love like Chief Wiggum and Ned Flanders. Those are two big ones. I love it when just any time, and they do this joke all the time, where Ned Flanders, or when Homer's like mean to Flanders and he just does like a Oakley Dokley. Like, I
Yeah.
think about when, like, including Chief Wiggum in the scene where like Homer thinks that if you have someone come into your house, you can do anything to them.
yeah,
And then Chief, like, he like calls Flanders over, and then Chief Wiggum's like, well, if you invite him, it doesn't count. And then he's like, leave, Flanders. Like, okay, Dokley, just leave. Like,
yeah,
I love that.
yeah. I think Harry Shearer is low key probably my favorite member of the cast because he does Flanders, he does Burns, and I love a Mr. Burns episode, or I love a lot of the classic Burns episodes, and just like where they like one, yeah, when he has like he wants to get all the puppies and make the vest and like see my vest, and or like when he tries to adopt Bart and and then that's when they have like the release the hounds moment. This is like the alternate moment though, with like the Richard Simmons robot that comes out and it's like the T-1000.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Millhouse, and I also love, who's the like dorky kid?
Martin.
Martin.
Oh.
Martin makes me laugh.
Martin is great. Ralph Wiggum.
Oh,
Ralph's good.
I think the top 2 in my head are probably Lionel Hutz and Dr. Nick. Has got to be up there.
Which got the
Nick
biggest
Figueroa.
pop when I saw the movie in theaters. Was
Dr.
the
Nick.
Dr. Nick doing his thing.
Yeah. He's just got so many like weird off the cuff lines that aren't necessarily jokes, but you're just like, hang on, that's not what a doctor is supposed to say.
Yeah. He went to what, like upstairs medical school or something like that. Or Subway medical school. I can't remember. I'm always confuse him with like Charlie going to like bird or like Subway school for like lawyer or legal bird law.
Bird law.
Um,
I mean, also I do love Krusty.
yeah, Krusty is good. I do think though, and I do want to lean in on Sideshow Bob. I think Sideshow Bob episodes are probably among my absolute favorite. One for that one where he's doing the HMS Pinafore or the Cape Fear. The whole thing is good with the rakes. I mean, that's a classic episode. Is that also the one where they try to like make Homer convince himself he's Homer Thompson and he like doesn't get it?
When I press on your foot like this, you say yes, sir. Something like that.
Yeah, it starts from like when I say hello, Mr. Thompson, you say hi. And then he's like, if I press on your or stomp on your foot, you just nod and say hello, Mr. Thompson.
I think he's talking to you.
Hey, that wasn't a bad Homer.
Man.
I think Mo is up there too for me. Just like sometimes it's a little too like too sad.
Mhm.
Like there's some dark jokes throughout about him, like self-harming and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, but then there's other ones like when he's like hooked up to the lie detector
Mm-hmm.
and they keep asking him where he was or something. He was like, I was on a date, and the lie detector like
Keeps buzzing.
and he's like, all right, fine. Like I was watching porn. And it's like, "Bah," and it's like, all right, I was looking at a catalog. Bah," and it's like, and he just keeps going down. It's like, all right, the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
And he goes, ding. And he's like, all right, now get me off this thing. I don't deserve this kind of treatment. The lie detector goes, "Bah." There's so many good, well written lines
Yeah.
around him.
Yeah. Man. It's just like I said, it's a great cast of characters. They're all so rich, they're all so deep, and I think that's what this show does offer so much of. It's not just like fun episodes where it's like, oh, they're, going into like police protection, to protect Bart from Sideshow Bob, but you also do get these episodes where in it you do get like to learn about Apu, and he's like, really bummed that he has to be in this arranged marriage, and then it turns out he like really likes the woman he got arranged with. And then or you have these episodes even where you kind of humanize Burns a little bit, and he's not just like this, heartless millionaire, but it's like, oh, he's actually been traumatized. And was that the one where his son is that when what's his name? Who plays his son? It's a comedian. I got no respect.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield.
Thank you. Just like I can't, too many names running through my head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like he even comes in. Danny DeVito's Homer's brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that
Right.
episode. Well,
What-
just Dane DeVito here in a voiceover is just that's the bee's knees.
Yeah, but you do have the stupid episodes where like Burns is like fixing the softball team, the classic baseball episode, which is still holds
I
up.
told you to trim those sideburns.
I still like him better than Steinbrenner.
I was looking at a lot of top like episodes, a lot of top 10s, top 50s, whatever, and that episode is always really high. And that's probably not because I don't like it. That's not one that I think of, but that's funny that you guys both are like, yeah. So I might need to give that a revisit.
I remember not connecting with it growing up just because I don't know anything about baseball, and a couple of the names
Mm-hmm.
that were on the team I knew. I think probably from playing backyard baseball on
Sure.
your computer, but the other ones I was just like, I don't know who these people are.
Say playing backyard baseball on the computer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was what was up. That was a great game.
Are you unfamiliar?
No,
game?
I mean I am unfamiliar.
Oh,
There was like, oh yeah, it was just like a little like cartoon baseball game you would play that had like different characters, whatever. But then some of the characters were just real athletes.
Like
Yeah.
NBA Street.
kind of.
They had what basket? They had baseball and football.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did any other ones.
The NBA Street was kind of similar idea, but not like the same style.
Gotcha.
It was a little more like 2D animation, where NBA Street's like 3D, right?
Were these like almost like Wii looking people, but pre Wii?
Kind of.
kind of.
Gotcha. I think I might know what you're talking about now.
It is funny though, because I was even a baseball fan as a kid, but the only person I really knew was Ken Griffey Jr. because it's like Ken Griffey, or like Roger Clemens is like somebody you kind of know. But now that I'm like older and like I have been a bigger baseball fan over the years, and a lot of those guys became managers of teams like Mike Scioscia and like all these other guys are like Don Mattingly, and you're like, who's the Sideburns guys? Don
Okay,
Mattingly.
yeah.
And-
All names I know.
do you know them?
Just
Real?
names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're classic baseball players. They're all Hall of Famers now.
I think it's Sammy Sosa though.
Sosa. He's not in the episode.
Oh, I thought that was the name you just said.
Oh,
Mike Scioscia.
Mike Scioscia.
Mm.
Daryl Strawberry's in the episode.
Daryl Strawberry.
Oh, that's a name right
all
there.
time name. All time name.
He misses the game because he keeps helping people out of a house fire.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Or that's Jose Canseco, I think.
Okay, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. But still, it's a great gag. I just love how all of them get. Hazy Smith falls down like a portal to nowhere, like, and he's taking like pictures as he's falling into a void. Yeah, Ken Griffey gets like giantitis because he's been drinking like this like brain tonic or some bullshit. It's just hilarious. Just all these guys keep falling one by one. But yeah, I mean, it's a great show. But I think, getting back to that point though too, is like what made the show so good is like you care about the characters and what happens to them in these situations, right? Because it's like when Homer like goes through something where it's like it feels like he's about to lose his family or whatever, you're like, oh God, like he's really fucked up this time. How is he going to get out of this with Marge? And somehow they always come back together because it's like, oh, they really do love each other and they've loved each other this whole time. And
Yeah.
I think the one of the best examples of that of those episodes is when he has Frank Grimes come in and like he's like envious of Homer, and it's like you don't realize how good Homer has it until somebody who has it worse is like, you are like a god, like you have a perfect family, a big house, a great job, and he's like, I have nothing.
Yeah. He's got a studio apartment, I believe, above a bowling alley.
Yeah,
And below another bowling alley.
yeah. That is such a sad ending for Grimes, though, too. He's like, when he tries to pretend to be Homer, he's like, I'm not going to wash my hands.
I remember that being one of the episodes where, like, even as a kid, I was like, oh.
Dark.
Yeah. Like, oh, that was like, not visceral, but it felt real.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, man. And he's like, you almost ate like chemicals. He's like, oh, boy, would my face have been red. And he's like, stop laughing, you imbecile. Like, I could have died.
Oh, grimy.
I know.
What should be called?
So good. I mean, what else is there to say, guys? I mean, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff going.
I think just for one more character in, just a real, I feel like, bit character that still pops up every now and then is Arnie Pie in the Sky.
Yes.
Is one that I enjoy a lot. The like weather, it's kind of pseudo like on the scene weatherman who's always in his helicopter.
Yeah.
I've just always liked when he shows up. But he's like, I think pretty early on, or so, maybe like in season 6 or 7 or so. There's one where they cut to him and he's like, Arnie, like pie in the sky. There's a huge backup on the highway or whatever, and then it cuts out and he's like, he's crashed his helicopter into the highway, and it's like he's the reason for the backup. Just little like gaps like that just make it very enjoyable.
Yeah. Oh, man, so many good one-off little characters too. I know, I'm even just like remembering like where they like unveil like Jedediah Springfield's like checkered past as Donald Sutherland's like the librarian, and
Lisa the Iconoclast.
yeah, and they put like the silver tongue. He's like a little faction figure in the model. What about some show me the franchise though, you guys? So we've talked about what has happened with the Simpsons, but what are some things that maybe could have happened or things that still could happen? I mean, when is this show going to end?
That's a great question. I could see 50
Hmm.
being like, all right, let's just like as in like a memorial kind of way, not
Mhm.
like we've run out of things to do or say, but I think that's like, I guess, depends on how you look at it, but one of the benefits of writing a show that reflects pop culture and reflects current events is that things in our world just keep getting weirder and
Yeah.
weirder.
Yeah.
Like, they have a lot of material to play with and could ostensibly keep going for as long as news is happening, but
Yeah. Well, the one thing I keep thinking about is voice actors' age. Like
Yeah.
they're all pushing 70 now at this point, if they're not over 70 already.
Yeah, Harry Shearer's not making it to 50
Sure.
years.
yeah.
He is, he is. Oh man. Is that right? I think he's 75. Or no, 1943. Wouldn't that be? Yeah, 72?
I guess that's not hard.
No.
Yeah.
Why can't I do math? It's
72, yeah.
82, right? Because it's 1943.
50
80
50
plus, yeah, he's 82. He's
Okay,
not,
then
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
making it to 50.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, he
Do
seems
they-
older.
Do they have, or would they even dream of doing this, but do they have enough recorded dialogue of Harry Shearer saying words to
Like
splice
Toy
it?
Story.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that, but now Disney's in charge, who knows?
I mean, that's what they do in Toy Story with like Don Rickles. I think that's the only one they've had to do it with because the guy from the Adam Sandler movies does the Jim Varney. The Cajun guy from Waterboy does the Slinky Dog now.
Yeah.
Trying to think. But Mrs. Potato Head isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
John Ratzenberger's up there. So like, yeah, these people get old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just checking the ages. Dan Castellaneta, Nancy Cartwright, they're both 68. Julie Kavner is 75. Harry Shearer is 82. Yardley Smith and Hank Azaria are the babies of the cast, but they're still like just shy of 60 here. Like they're 61 each. Like,
Hank Azaria looks good though. He's got his Bruce Springsteen cover band.
yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, it's 40 might be it, right? Like if they just got extended.
I could see them. I mean, there's certainly not going to be a show that just randomly gets canceled. Like,
No.
there's going to be intent behind it, and I could see a certain whatever decade like marker.
Mm-hmm.
So with 40 being the next one, 50 being probably out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
No.
see it.
I think 40. I think they'll probably just have to end it.
Did they end it with a movie though? Again, another one.
I don't know. I mean, people are mixed on the movie, but I'm like, it's an hour and a half Simpsons episode
People
to
are
me.
mixed on the movie.
People are mixed on the movie. They're like,
It's
it's okay.
fantastic.
I thought it's good. I like it.
I like
loved
it.
it.
Spider Pig.
Spider-Pig. That was the marketing. I remember 7-Eleven going wild. That was awesome.
Yeah.
For me, they're kind of like not directly show related things. One is a game related thing. Let me get that updated, not a remake. I want a new hit and run game.
Yeah.
The Grand Theft Auto adjacent sort of situation, but do it now, like, because they do a great job with like using animation styles in games now, make it deeper, denser.
In the VR space. How do we
I
feel
mean,
about
that would be fun.
That would be a fun.
The other thing, and this isn't fully confirmed, but I'm pretty sure Universal is like slowly kind of shutting things down at the parks with Simpsons because Disney owns it. I just hope Disney is going to do something with it in the parks or parks adjacent, because I think it is fun. When I went to Universal, it was cool going to Krusty Burger. It was cool going to Moe's and having a Duff. I really liked the ride. It was that mix of like 40X but intense. You haven't done 40X yet, Tom.
I mean, I guess not really after that Jaws one, but
I didn't get to have the Lard Boy donut just because it was like early in the day, and I'm like, I'm not gonna walk around with this donut all day, and I didn't want to eat it at the moment. But that was kind of a regret. I wish, because they had the big pink donut.
Yeah.
But I would like Disney to do something with it in the parks. So game in parks was what I want from it.
I would accept those terms on two additional caveats though too. October, I want Treehouse of Horror themed stuff. And then maybe just for a stretch during other months, I want Itchy and Scratchy Land like takeover.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely, I could see. I mean, easily like a subsection, depending on the size of the park, but like a subsection or at least a ride. That's itchy and scratchy
A
land.
lot of swamp out there. Come on.
it's true. There's a lot of swamp they can build on. I know we put this pin in this earlier because we didn't really talk about it, but I also would love another version of the beat 'em up, because that's probably my favorite Simpsons video game. I know you mentioned Hit and Run, but didn't they have like a taxi driver for Crazy Taxi version?
Yeah.
Surprisingly not called Hit and Run.
Yeah.
But I agree. I prefer the arcade was, more my game. But I'm just thinking of like a modern thing like that. They could just take that, put it on the PS Network or Xbox, and it would be great.
There must be licensing hell, because I've never seen it anywhere but an arcade cabinet. Like, I've never seen it streaming. I've never seen it available to buy on a system.
Yeah.
I've seen all the other games like Bart or whatever versus the Aliens and all these other ones that I was never crazy about. But that beat 'em up is stupid fun. Like, especially when you get 4 people playing the game, and the greatest like revelation you realize is if you have 4 people playing, you can all pick up a car and like throw it at like a group of enemies.
Not something I was aware of.
Oh yeah,
We gotta check if Up Down has the Simpsons game.
They
Because
probably
I've been wanting to
It's got
do up for Up Down.
that'd be good. There was I have a memory of going to. Are you guys familiar with Ed DeBevick's? Do you know what that is?
That's a name
Yes.
that sounds familiar.
Okay.
I am familiar. It is not that style of restaurant that I grew up with, but I'm familiar with it.
Sure. But that is like the place I last remember seeing a Simpsons arcade cabinet, just like in the wild. We went to the one in Chicago, and there was like an arcade cabinet. I remember like a bunch of like guys from class, like we went and like put quarters in and started playing the game while we were waiting for tables. And yeah, and then somebody was like, okay, everybody get onto the car. And we're like, what? And then we all picked it up, and I was like, holy shit. Like, it is so cool because you take out a whole screen full of enemies, and I don't know, it's just fun.
I never enjoyed it very much, just because it was so difficult.
mm,
I mean, yeah, I was probably playing alone.
they're quarter eaters, those games.
Quarter eaters,
Yeah.
for sure. And my brother's hockey games were only so long, and my mom would only give me so many dollar bills
Oh yeah, I've been there.
that I would die 8, 10 times, not get very far, and then it'd be time to go home, and I'd be like, I am never going to see the end of this game.
Yeah. I remember going to my brother's soccer games, getting a few bucks, and just like trying to make that last. And like the few arcade games they had at the soccer complex at the indoor
Yeah.
arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about these arcade bars is usually it's like play as long as you drink, and like you can finally see the end of some of these beat 'em ups, like the X-Men game and the
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. But that's, I think, the only time I've ever seen the end of the Simpsons game too. Is finally like, all right, well, getting another drink because yeah, I can do this all night. Like, very good.
You sound like Captain America just then.
I can do this all night.
I can do this all night. I don't even know.
Yeah, I certainly don't think the end of the show would be the end of Simpsons IP, like being out there.
No.
I could absolutely see,
Live action remake.
Oh my god.
Because if Disney gets it, that's what they'll do.
Just no. There's just no reason. There's just no reason. But I could see them fucking around with doing some weird shit.
Timothy Chalamet as Mr. Burns.
Of course.
He'd be a good Mr. Burns.
The AI generated things that you like, small like short clip videos you see nowadays of what live action Simpsons
Oh,
are
yeah.
truly horrifying.
Definitely.
Like I couldn't imagine.
Nightmare fuel. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
What if Simpsons but Wes Anderson did it? That's like the big AI thing, right?
Yeah, that's pretty not good.
Pretty not good.
We could just let Simpsons be its thing.
Yeah,
True.
just make it an animated show, and yeah, if they want to do another like animated movie, like I could probably be here for it. I would not mind that being the end cap to it all.
I like it. They're going out with a movie.
What about like spin-offs, like Simpsons Babies, like the Muppets
Ooh.
did?
Old Man Bart.
Yeah.
Like Logan.
Well, didn't they have all the spin-off ideas and like something tales about Springfield? So many,
Yeah.
like 38
Two
tales.
Tales about Springfield. I think.
Yeah.
I think
Eh,
you're right.
They have like Skinner's like a cop like down in or it's him and Chief Wiggum in New Orleans, and then you have like Moe's got like a love detector in his bar that's like alive.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
you're right. Simpsons did it.
they did it. They already predicted their own spin-offs like 30 years ago.
And they did a live action like opening thing, right? That's something they did, like the opening credits.
Did they?
I
Yes.
think they did.
Yeah.
And it just looks like humans, not like anything grotesque like you see in the AI thing.
I do remember the one Treehouse of Horror episode where he's like 3D, and that felt like huge. Just seeing him
Yeah.
and Bart like Homer and Bart in 3D.
It's like within the first 8 seasons too.
Yeah,
It's earlier than I would have expected.
they were just calling all their own shots. They're like, you don't have to do it because we already did a
Right.
bid on it. You know, it's very fun. Should we get to our power rankings, guys?
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the big one, and this is where the most juice is going to come through here. This week we're going to rank the top 3 episodes. Kyle, do you want us to go first and have you pull up the anchor, or do you want to lead us off?
I mean, I think just because I certainly have a few I could throw out. I'm not saying number 1.
Okay, that's
But
okay.
I think in the top 3 has got to be Bart versus Australia. Just the way my comedic bell rings. Just things like, well, that's not what I would have called it. I would have called it Chazwazza. Like, silly little like poking fun and like having fun with Australia. and how bizarre of a land
Good
it
toilet
is.
joke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, for sure. I don't want to interrupt your flow right away, but I literally had this moment today where I was watching some clips like during my lunch break, and there's this line that had been in my head for years, and I never knew where it was from. I knew it was an animated show, but it was just like the Dad, it's an emergency, and I was like, "What is that? Rocco's Modern Life? It has to be." And I'm like, "I don't know what it's from." And then the clip came on, and I was like, "Of course, it's
That's
the
it.
goddamn Simpsons." So
Simpsons did it.
they did it. So yeah, I'm really glad you picked the Australia
I
one.
just there's like it's a perfect example of a Simpsons joke where like sometimes it's just funny. It doesn't have to make any sense. It's just funny. Where is like the often repeated knifey spoony bit
Mhm.
where it's like you think you call that a knife? That's not a knife. This is a knife. It's like, well, that's not a knife. That's a spoon. He goes, oh, I see you've played knifey spoony before. Where it's like, what are you talking about?
That's
It makes
good.
no sense. It has no impact on the plot whatsoever. They just move on, and it's just a silly little fun thing. A joke they clearly wrote for themselves
Yeah.
because they thought it was funny and left it in.
Amazing. What's your next one?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go like round robin
Oh,
style.
we've never done a round
Do we
robin.
do it that way?
We
Then you have more
should.
time to. I'll throw out my first pick. These are in no particular order.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give out a little extra bonus of a shout out. I'm just going to shout out the Treehouse of Horrors just for pure vibes.
Yeah.
None of them would make my top 10, maybe
That's how I
even like
feel.
15.
But there's a couple that would have like my top moments.
Right, for sure. So I will throw out Mr. Plow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just think
Great episode.
I love it for so many reasons, but also I like snow in Springfield.
Yeah.
I like a snowy Springfield.
It's so good.
The jacket. Yeah. Him dancing in his little underwear with the jacket thinking he's sexy. I love it.
Yeah. It's the one time when Springfield looks specifically different than it
Mhm.
normally does when it's snowing. Great pick. I'll also shout out Treehouse of Horror, and I just want to say one moment. I love when Homer goes to buy the cursed Krusty doll, and it's the whole bit of like we sell forbidden objects. We also sell frozen yogurt, and there's the whole back and forward of like careful, this doll carries a terrible curse. He's like, oh, that's bad, but it comes with a free Frogurt. That's good. The Frogurt is also cursed. That's bad. But it comes with your choice of topping. That's good. That moment lives rent free in my head.
Homer reasoning with himself internally is always it's a great running bit that they do
Yeah,
that I've always enjoyed.
so good. But the first episode I'll throw out, and we already talked about it, is the baseball episode. It's an easy top 3 for me. I love it. All the crazy ways, and the only one we didn't really talk about that's also a good one is Roger Clemens becomes chicken and he can't pitch because he's a chicken on the mound.
Yeah.
And then they arrest one of the guys because they were like, "Oh, you're from New York, huh? I heard there's a lot of crime out there." And they're like, he's like, "But it wasn't me." And they're like, "Well," he's like, "We have a lot of unsolved crimes in New York, so we're gonna hold you accountable." just stupid shit like that.
Oh.
All right, back to you, Kyle.
I mean, definitely up there has got to be. I think it's You Only Move Twice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a classic. Just again, weird kind of like the not ignorance, but just like when things are happening around Homer and he's just too oblivious to like understand or care. Is one of my favorite like running things that they do, and to put it on that scale and have Hank, I can't for the life of me think of his last name.
Thanks, Scorpio.
Scorpio, thank you.
I'll just jump it. This is my number one. That is my easy cut number one. Albert Brooks as Hank Scorpio. It's
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
just him talking about where to buy hammocks
Yeah.
and then being like, "There's 5 stores. Oh, you know what? It's the hammock district."
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
So good.
Some of the lines he has at the government, I forget who exactly he's talking to.
Yeah, or like United Nations or whatever, and they're like we can't take chances with terrorists. You always say that. I want to take a chance.
You could kill a few people on your way out. That'd be great.
Yeah. When Homer's coming in, it's like a full-on Bond like movie like ending, just shootout. And he's like, I gotta quit. He's like, I'm sorry to hear that.
He just kicks a grenade out of the way like it's a tin can.
Yeah.
Just explodes people.
I do love though when he's got like James Bond tied to the table and like he escapes and Homer tackles him and he's like, I tackled a loafer at work today. It's a fantastic, great pick. I guess that's to you, Fred, to pick a
That's
second
me.
one now. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out because I feel you both like threw out like big Homer moments you like, and we were talking about like the show having juice like later. Real quick, I had to look it up because I have a favorite Homer moment. I just want to get out there is when milk gets spilled and he literally cries over spilt milk.
No.
It's from like season 19, but it's like the most simplest joke ever. And he's just like, "Oh, spilled milk," and he starts crying. I don't know. Like that's one of those. That's a smart joke. That's dumb.
Yeah.
But my number. Well, there's no order. Bart sells his soul.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that because I love Millhouse like cackling evilly, and I also love his prank of switching out the hems with Inagata Davida.
Yes.
And Homer saying like, "Remember when we used to make out during this hem?" So yeah, that'd be my second pick.
Great. I'll throw it back to you, Kyle, because I already kind of
yeah.
tailed down your last one.
Stole your
I know.
your numero
But
uno.
it's so good.
I'm trying to come up with, a favorite. I definitely like I feel like one that I recall off the cuff often would be like King Size Homer. I think that's not the one where
Where he gets really fat.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought that was.
oh,
it.
that is that one. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just several of them where he's like I mean him sitting at a computer and says like press any key to start. And he's like, well, where's the any key? Or like he's looking around and he's like Ctrl.
Yeah.
Just clearly doesn't understand how a keyboard works. And then like picking up the phone and trying to dial, and it's like, based on your selection, your fingers are too fat for like if this is correct, mash the buttons with your palm or something. Like just very again kind of not otherworldly, but just larger than life events happening in very like an operator would never come on and be like, your fingers are too fat. But just for it to be like occur naturally in that world is always tickles me, and people
Yeah.
just dealing with these wild circumstances as if they're natural.
Yeah. It's a very funny episode for sure. And this doesn't he get like stuck in like the pipe to stop it from like
Yeah.
melting down.
And he saves the day.
Yeah.
Also Homer based. I guess that's a thing for me, I suppose.
Yeah. My last pick is the Springfield Files.
Is that the X Files one?
Yep. I just love the X Files. I love Springfield. And I also kind of generally think what ends up being Mr. Burns' floaty specter thing a little creepy. Like
Yeah.
it creeps me out. And I think they sing like a what's that hippie musical?
Hair?
I think they sing like a hair song or something at the end. It's definitely some like hippie musical song. And it's just great. I love Mr. Burns going through the treatment, getting his eyes dilated and all that. But also, I think we mentioned a Mo having the lie detector test. I think Homer has a lie detector test in this one, and they ask him like, "Are any of these questions too complicated?" And it just explodes. And that's like, I mean, that's a Fox night probably, because I think what X-Files was maybe not the same night, but like,
It was
Yeah.
probably close, yeah.
so imagine being then, getting the taste of two worlds
The
there.
crossover.
And I think it's got one of my favorite lines in the entire series, which is when like they finally all gather by the woods, and Burns comes out, and he's like, "I bring you peace," and then the crowd the mob mentality crowd is just like, he's bringing peace. Get him. And they all
It's
just
good
start
stuff.
attacking.
Mhm.
It's very-
Kind of like a good spooky episode that's not a Treehouse of Horror, you know,
Yeah.
like kind of a whole episode Treehouse of Horror, if it will,
yeah.
and it will.
It has like that vibe though, for sure. Man, the picking 3 right is very tough. I actually have I could do 5 easy. And I'll throw at least 2 honorable mentions. And if you guys want to do another round, I could probably come up with another one. Homer versus New York is another great one. It's a little bit of a tougher hang because the Two Towers play such a critical role in the
Right.
episode, but it is a funny gag of him having to go up one tower, bathroom's out of order, then he has to go down to the other tower. And then as he's leaving, if he's up there, the car gets towed after he's been waiting forever. And the great gag of like, he doesn't Mountain Dew or crab juice, and he's like, oh, I'll take the crab juice. But the other one I'll give honorable mention to, because it's just like, it was so close to being it, was Hurricane Flanders, where Flanders has his meltdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just him just ripping into everybody and telling it like how it is. Did I hear the sound of butting in? It must be little Lisa Simpson. It's a great all-time burn. Oh, and then he's just like, Homer, you're the worst person I've ever met. And he's like, I got off easy. But for me, I think that, oh shit, what was it now? Fuck it, I'll pick Hurricane Flanders. I'll think of it. in a
Good pick.
second.
I thought about that one.
That's it's just such a great everyone based episode, but Flanders just flying off the handle at the end, and you never see him. Like he's always doing the Oakley Dokley, like
Mhm.
so him just like finally cracking is just great. And then he drives himself to the mental institution.
Yeah.
It checks himself in.
I love it when he opens the left-handed store and Homer keeps like either like I think I don't remember, but like sometimes he's purposely directing, but sometimes he literally is not putting together that people could be helped by going to the store.
Yeah.
That is one that that made me realize about season 2, because that's a season 2 one where it's like very like almost sad at the beginning of the series, like that season especially, like they hadn't found that humorous like spin to it, because that one is just Homer is awful. He's just,
Yeah.
like, shuts this guy he does eventually save it at the end, spoilers, sorry, save it at the end, but it's just the whole time.
No, season 2 Homer is real rough.
Yeah.
Like he's I think they make him a little sweeter as time goes on.
Yeah, it's true. They make him a little more like lovable because he's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, and where he is kind of like, very, kind of just reckless. I don't know.
Selfish
Yes.
is the big
Very selfish.
Yeah.
The other honorable mention, this was the one I forgot because I was going to pick this one. I'm happy with Hurricane Flanders. It was the critic crossover. Simply for the film festival.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Van get hits him groined by football. Just Hans Moleman, another underrated character. Man getting hit and groined by football. Are they saying boo or boo-earns? I was saying boo-earns.
I feel 2 characters we, miss, just like to throw them out there. Is Grandpa Simpson
Yeah.
and Otto, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Otto. That's a good Otto.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up.
I can't believe we almost forgot Hans Moleman, though.
I know.
Oh,
That's what I
that's
thought
good.
you were going to say there.
Just-
Oh, man.
Just some great bits with him where like his like car like gets run off the road. He's like, oh no. And then he's like, phew, and then his car explodes.
The amount of times he dies in the series is
Yeah.
Another senior citizen of Springfield. I love the Willie Nelson looking old guy that hangs
Jasper?
out. Yeah, I like him.
Kid stepping out of line. That's a paddling. Looking at me wrong way. That's a paddling.
Yeah, there's, I mean, again, like a non-comedic line that pops in my head pretty often from the critic crossover is just Barney has like that black and white art film that
Yeah.
he does, and one of the lines is just like, "Don't cry for me, I'm already dead,"
Yeah.
which is not funny. And like it's not a joke they're making, I don't think, but it's always stuck in my head for whatever reason. And like every few months,
Well, the best bit in that then is like everyone's like, well, obviously we got to vote for Barney's movie, but Homer's like, but man getting hit in groin by football. They're like, he got hit in the groin by a football, Marge. Like,
I do think canonically Mole Man is like 32 years old or something too.
yeah,
He's like weirdly young.
it's so funny. It's such a funny episode. But good John Lovitz at least in that episode.
Mhm.
He does come back though. You guys said in a different one.
I know he does voices in
Because I've been watching this like since we locked it in with Kyle. I've been kind of watching. I feel like he's played multiple
It
characters
feels right.
that are very similar.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last thing I'm gonna throw out, which is a little bit of a cumbersome thing, but I feel like I have to say it with this podcast. A lot of Twin Peaks references.
That was the other.
That's I
episode.
felt like I said it for you more than anything else.
Oh man, the Who Shot Mr. Burns?
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
an all-time two-parter. I mean, they totally just riffed off of Dallas by doing that, but still, like the Twin Peaks opening where he's like, "I don't get it. Burns his suit. Burns his suit."
Mhm.
She like breaks out of the backwards speech, but
It's a
Yeah.
bummer they never got Lynch on The Simpsons.
you really want to do it again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you Homer Simpson? You're an interesting fellow, Homer. I'd like to know more about your life. Perhaps we should grab a coffee and some delicious pie. There's David Lynch on The Simpsons.
Who David Lynch, I think, was a regular on like American Dad or
Oh,
Family
really?
Guy. Like he was on one of those Seth MacFarlane as himself doing the voice.
So was he really never in The Simpsons?
I
kinda wonder
Googled
now.
while we were doing it, and I
No?
don't think he ever did a voice.
That's a bummer. Kyle MacLachlan, though, had to be in
I'm
there.
sure.
Probably.
MacLachlan's great. I think
Yeah.
that's the. You go ahead.
I think in lieu of another favorite episode, I can throw out my absolute 100% guaranteed, no fooling, all time favorite Simpsons joke of all time.
Yeah.
And it's just one I think became my favorite because I used to use it a lot. Like it was just commonly reminded of it. Back when I was going to the gym. It's always my favorite. Anytime I see a gym anywhere, there's an episode where Homer, I can't for life me remember what episode it's from, but he starts walking every night. I don't know if he can't sleep. or
Mountain
something,
climbing.
but is it the apple sauce bar one?
Yes.
That's okay. I know because I know he meets Ranger Wolfcastle there, but yeah, he starts walking every day. He walks a little bit farther, and eventually he gets to a part of town he's never been at before, and there's a gym there, and he walks up to it, and he looks at it, and he goes, "A gaim? What in the heck is a gaim?" And then he opens the door and he sees like all the equipment and people working out, and he goes, "Oh, a gaim." It's just every time I would go to the gym, I'd walk in and be like, "Oh, a gaim."
I like it.
Just fantastic writing.
Fantastic joke. I mean, there's so many good jokes. We didn't even do the dental plan. Lisa needs braces back and forth in Homer's head. Like you said, it's his like self contemplation. That's like the funniest shit sometimes. I think that's the end of our episode, though, guys. Disco Stew has to go.
Hey.
I had to drop one more. In
Yeah.
there. That was like we didn't talk about Disco Stew. We don't need to say much about him.
Not a single Groundskeeper Willie reference in there. either?
I think we mentioned that he's voiced by Dan Castellaneta, but
Yeah.
Groundskeeper Willie is also a fantastic. I'm not even going to attempt it.
No, it's too late in the evening for a groundscaper, Willie.
I mean, just speaking of like perfect delivery, is just when he like rips his straw and he's like, "Grease me up," and the lunch lady Doris is like,
Yeah.
"Okie dokie." But yeah, we don't have to.
Look at this Philly. Oh, that's Willie.
Hey, we got it. We got it.
Pretty good.
But before we go, Kyle, anything that you would like to plug?
Oh boy. Not at the moment. We're having it's a quiet September for Kyle comedically.
Mhm.
But you know, coming up in October, I know a group I'm in, Off Leash,
Mm.
has a show on the 10th, I believe.
Okay.
And then I think Fractal is the 11th,
Yeah.
opening up for Professor Merriweather at the Interchange Theater. I think that is all that's on the books right now. I'm in another group called Commando, which is a fantastic group that I'm privileged to be a part of. I don't believe we have anything in September, but October, you can, it's on all the social medias and whatnot. Yeah, we'll have a show coming up in October for Commando as well.
Nice. Previous guest, Mike Durante,
Yes.
is in Commando. So if you
Absolutely.
like that episode, check it out. Off Leash is a great group of people too.
I like to hear it. And this is all at Interchange Theater.
Yes.
Okay.
Those shows are Interchange. Off Leash will have some Sugar Maple shows coming up.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
But likely not until later fall. So
Okay. So look up Off Leash social media to find your shows that either are going to be, well, probably at Sugar Maple, but otherwise interchangetheater.com.
yes.
Great. Thanks so much, Kyle.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been a
It's
blast.
been an absolute blast.
Mhm.
Fred, do you have anything you want to plug?
I'll plug the last weekend of September. I'll be performing with the Daily Herald, the first inaugural Herald team for the Interchange Theater. Check that out. You can look at the dates. It's that Friday or Saturday, but if you go to interchangetheater.com, you can find out. I think it might be this Saturday.
Okay.
And then in October the 25th, I'm producing a Halloween show at the theater with previous guest Vince. So a lot of people should be familiar with through the show. Check it out, interchangetheater.com.
That's right. Find both Kyle and Fred at the Interchange Theater doing all sorts of great stuff. I don't have anything to plug for a while here. December coming up on that. I'll have a little bit more, but I'll just keep that under my hat for now. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to rate and review it. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Join our Patreon, just $1 a month. You can get exclusive bonus content. We do one bonus episode per month this coming month, because I believe, we just did our Ecto Cooler episode, Fred. So coming up next is Creep Show, taking on the EC Comics movies. Creep Show 2, and maybe a little of the series. We'll see.
A little taste, maybe.
Dabble into that. Special thanks to Nick Spitza, Mike Schwantz for opening and closing theme songs. And stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll be talking about the domestic beers of Milwaukee.
Oh,
It's a little twist, but it'll be fun. Yeah, we'll be cracking some Miller and maybe a couple other brands that you may know or not know. Kyle, thank you so much once again for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I was trying to think of some beer puns.
Yeah.
Schlitz me open is the only thing I got. So
Yes.
Schlitz me open and pour me out. That sounds like a good episode.
For Schlitz and giggles.
Yeah.
I feel that's bad because there is like a Schmitz and giggles group in Milwaukee.
These guys on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. And thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time.
Excellent. Yeah, I got it at the end there.
I've got no cares, 'cause all I want to do is charge my phone and drive listening to you. And what to talk about will always be up to you.
I was early.